Yeah, whatever he said. You have to go back and talk to him. I don't know. That's what they said. He said I had to come to both services and sing. Yeah, I can't help you with that. Whatever he said. And that just took all the fun out of them trying to tell somebody on it. Because wherever they went, it was going to be the same answer. And so you need to outline your vision, you need to outline your mission clearly, and you need to coordinate all the components that are necessary for you to function effectively. And this varies from church to church to church. And what do I mean? Don't create things that you can't effectively use. If you don't have enough people for the male chorus, why do you have a male chorus? Because we've always had a male chorus, and any church is supposed to have a male chorus? No. If there are 2 people in your male chorus, you don't have a male chorus. Sit down and put them in the regular choir and be done with that. We create stuff out of religion, out of tradition, out of ritual, and it's not effective, but we keep using it and we keep trying to structure and organize around it. But really, some things in your ministry just need to die. They just need to just go by way of they just need to, why? Because you're not effectively functioning in those areas anymore. And you got choir number 1, choir number 2, choir number 3, when you should only have choir number 1. Because choir number 2, choir number 3, I still come from choir number 1, and it all looks the same, and they're not effective when they minister. Let me take a side note here. That's the same thing for your music and selecting your music. Make sure it's appropriate for the group that you have so that they can effectively minister. If your choir is older, choose songs that are appropriate for that group of, if it's a senior choir, they can't sing Shackles from Mary Mary and Do You Want a Revolution and it's just, that's silly. And they look silly singing it. Sing some things that they're going to be able to interpret and get some power from. Let me also say, what y'all do to the poor babies and the children ought to be against the law. Because we do the same thing. And they were singing things that are way over their head. And I just wish I could just bust it up. I'm just like, why y'all got these children singing stuff they can't, there is no way they can possibly know what it is they're singing about. And you think that's cute. And that's effective somehow. And the 5-year-olds are almost let go. I was right at the edge of a breakthrough, but couldn't see it. Pressure had me down. But God held me close, so I wouldn't let go. What you are? I used to judge showcases and stuff with kids and whatever, and if I had one more 5-year-old that got up and sang, I won't complain. And these 5-year-olds, I had some good days. I had some hills to climb. I had some weary days. And he knows what's best for what. You are 5. All your days better be good days. Because you are 5. If all your days ain't good days, we call it social services. Because something else is going on at your house. You're 5. How can you possibly interpret these deep theological constructs and effectively reproduce it? You're doing what some grown person said. And it's all them grown people out in the crowd talking about, sing, baby, sing. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Do things that are appropriate so that you can be effective in music. Put groups together within your ministry that's going to be effective. Maybe you can't do a choir. Maybe it's an ensemble. Maybe it is a praise team. Trust me, that's happening in churches everywhere. Everywhere. I can show you many, many, many churches that have no choir. 0, period. No choir at all. They have a praise team, and they do effective ministry every Sunday. Why do they have praise team? Because that's what they've got. And that's what they've got to work with. And so that's what they build. And special days or whatever, they pull together a choir of people, because people can commit to a full, they can commit to Mother's Day or Father's Day or a special anniversary choir or something. That's great. Work where you are until you can do something else. You must have every position that you instill. You must have purpose, clear written job descriptions, and expectations. You need to know if they're qualified. What do you want from them? What do you need from your musician? What do you want them to be able to accomplish? Yes, I need you to be able to play at a certain level of proficiency, but I need you to be able to play what? I need you to be able to play hymns. I need you to play contemporary music. I need you to play CCM music. That's Hillsongs or Vineyard or Maranatha or Integrity or something else like that. I need you adept in all of that, or I need you to be able to play hymns. Don't come to my church saying you're going to be a musician. You can't play your way through several hymns. You're not the right musician for us, because I know, as contemporary as we can be, is as traditional as we can be. And I know sooner or later, somewhere in the month, a hymn is coming out. And if you can't come with this hymn, you're gonna have a rough time. Now, me personally, I just wouldn't give anything for a musician that can't play their way through some type of hymn. You are not a church musician. You may be a great, but you're not a church musician. There's certain things that you should be able to know to get to church. Anybody's church. Any church, anywhere, anyhow, we can always get a hymn through. Hymns carry the theology of the church. Hymns aren't going away. They were here before you got here, going to be here after you got here. They stand the test of time. That's the kind, as a songwriter, myself, those are the songs that you want to write. Songs that are timeless music. It don't change. Okay, I'm not being not religious all of a sudden. But y'all know Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder ain't done an album because Stevie Wonder don't have to do an album, because your children's will be getting married to Ribbon in the Sky and whatever, because the music is timeless. This is stuff that's been written decades ago, but it's still here. Decades later, year after year after year after year. That's what hymns do. They carry the theology of the church. These things we sing today that are hundreds of years old, that are rich and steeped in history and theology. If you can't play your way through some of that, all right? What's your selection process? Are they willing to submit to leadership, or do they already know everything? Be careful about the people that you are going to have on your staff, on your team. Let me say this. Skill is not a bad word. Skill is not a bad word. Skill is basically just aptitude in a certain area, a certain basic level of proficiency in a certain area. Either you can or you can't. There are varying degrees of how you can and how you can't, but there's certain basic levels. If you are a drummer, there's certain things that you can keep time, you can count, you can do certain things. Why is the song speeding up and slowing down and speeding up and slow? Because of your drummer. There's certain things a drummer should be able to do if they are a drummer. Well, they're trying, and they're gonna make it, and they're gonna. Okay, I hear you. I get that. But you need to set up another system whereby they can try and they can make it. Because I can't let you try on these people on Sunday morning. It's not these people's fault you can't play. So we're going to do something else We're going to do a Sunday night mentorship program. We're going to do something to get you. I want you to work. I want you to develop your skill. I can't let you do that here. So know who you need. Know what the qualifications should be for your church. That also means, and we ain't going to go deep here, you need to know what your budget is. You need to know what it is that you can do and you can't do. I was just telling some pastors, for me, I do agreements with all my musicians. We do employment agreements right up front. Call them offer letters. But I put my expectations in there, put what we paying in there. This is what your rules are for you. This is what you can expect from me. And we're not talking about this no more. And you are not going to nickel and dime me for every funeral that comes up and every revival and every time we go to somebody else's church. We're not having a conversation. We're not doing it. We're going to have this conversation one time. And so we sit down, and I have no problem with negotiate. We can negotiate. But once we leave this here room, this is over. Whatever I ask you to do, wherever I ask you to go, we just gonna do it. And if this don't work, then then okay, we part ways, we shake hands, and we love one another, and we keep on moving. But we play too many games. I believe people are worth what they are worth. Trust me, I'm the first one that's gonna tell you and argue that people are worth what they are worth. But at your church, with your budget, you can only do what you can do. Be straight and be upfront that says this is what we can do and what we can't do. And for this is what we expect. So yes, my guys know that they're on the hook for every funeral, and Shiloh has a kind of, it's a mixture, but we have a lot of older saints, 130-something-year-old church, and with generations of families that have been there and generations of family. So there's a funeral, Lord Jesus. There's a funeral all the time, regularly. There's a funeral. But they know we're not going to fight over these. And we got 2 or 3 guys that play. We set up a rotation so everybody don't feel to carry all the weight all the time. But we set up a rotation, and when I pick up the phone and call, ain't nothing to. They just like, okay, what time is it? And that's where they are. We don't do a lot of fellowship stuff. 3-4 times a year, maybe. We're not going every month to somebody. It's just not what Shiloh does. So you don't have to. So when we do go, get your stuff. Let's go. We're not going to fight over that. We're going to fight over any of those things. But I encourage y'all to be honest with each other up front. When can they take off time? When can they miss time? When is it okay for them not to be there? I help compensate the guys by letting them, they have certain scheduled time that they can have off. But when I can, I try to work with the guys when something else is going on. I try to let them, if I don't have to have it, if we got rehearsal and I can handle rehearsal and they're like, yeah, can I do such and such and such, whatever, go ahead and do it. It's a way that I help to compensate them without compensating them. I can give you can miss tonight. And we don't have to fall out over that. But when you start abusing it, and you start trying to, the kids say you start trying to get me, and you start, then we're gonna have some issues. And that's gonna get shut down. And I do know how to do that. I do know how to take your money per minute. Give it as required. I don't generally, but if this is where you push me, I can go here with you. No, Pastor Pace, we good. Yeah, I know we're good. I know we're good. Because you like that kind of flexibility. Yes, ma'am.
So in saying what you were saying, it is better to have them on a green contract, so to speak, so that everybody is doing know where they are, because where I am, usually, we talk to them, and usually the pastor is involved in everything, and he does not put them on contract. And there does come a time as to when, let's just say we have a funeral, somebody just up and say, oh, I can't make it. And so therefore, we have to go in and try to contract somebody else.
Yep.
So that they know, well, because a couple of musicians have been there for a while, pastor tries to work with them. And pretty much, it works pretty much with the two that we have right now. But say going forth and people come in, it would be better to have everybody on the contract so that that way we won't have these issues. It'll make life easier for them, for pastor, for everybody involved. That way, everybody will know where everybody is, because we do have blackout days where we don't have rehearsals.
Yeah.
So therefore, all of that should be written into that contract, because we have a lot of blackout days. For instance, the whole month of July, pastor allows us the whole month of July to take off, because he says he's trying to give everybody keep out his life family time. And that way, that alleviates, so to speak, vacation time or whatever, because they're still being paid even though they're not having it.
Sure.
But that would be, it would be better for us to have that written.
Sure. It'd be better for it to be written. Now, some people, some pastors are opposed to the concept of contracts specifically, because if you have, depending on how your contract is worded, now there are legalities involved both ways, where they can come back at you about various things. That's why we do, I do what we call an offer letter. And in that offer letter, we have a verbal conversation, but in the offer letter, I outline all of those things. This is our offer to you, and this is what all of this means. And we make them sign off on it. So that it's just clear, and I refer to it regularly. They are on a 90-day probation period when they come. And after that, that's when certain other things can kick in and so forth for them. But as much clarity as you can get up front, especially if you got a lot going on, I'm telling you, it's going to save you a lot of headache and a lot of heartache. I am telling you, because they will try you, they get selective amnesia and don't remember. I thought you said, and no, I didn't. I ain't never. Come on, let's pull out. This is what we said, right? Yes, sir.
For instance, how long do you stay around being a musician? How long do you stay around if you're not getting paid? And it keeps getting repetitive over and over and over.
Well, Jesus. I would say, I would ask, the first thing I would ask is, how did you come? What was the understanding when you came? And when you walked in and you all had a conversation, what was that conversation? Because that would say to me, then where are you going? So did you all have a conversation when you, or this hypothetical person, entered into the situation? What conversation was had?
Being born and raised there, and new pastor coming in.
Yes.
And when you're going in to talk with him, his thing to tell you is, you're in the position, but I don't feel as though I can pay you because you're not spiritual enough.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see, how respectfully can I say? Well, that's an oxymoronic statement to me. If I am not spiritual enough to be paid for the job, I am not spiritual enough to do the job. There is no way that I could be not spiritual enough but do the job every week. And I'm actually in the job every week, and I'm doing it every week. But the only thing that separates my spirituality level is whether or not I'm getting paid or not getting paid. that doesn't make any sense. And I'll say stuff like that much in classes, because I usually just try to keep everything kumbaya. That, there's got to be another reason. That's all honest. It's got to be something else. And I don't know what the something else is or whatever. That would not be a reason to say that I'm not going to pay you. But yes, keep working. Keep doing it. Because the premise behind being spiritual enough is obviously the impact that you would be having on my people as that person. I don't want a non-spiritual person teaching my people and impacting my people musically. I wouldn't have them anywhere near my instrument, my microphone. If I knew there were just some heathens up there that weren't living anything, but I'm gonna let them sing and I'm gonna let them know. The principle of not being spiritual would apply to you doing the job first. Pay is just, I pay for a dry cleaner, mechanic, or what. I don't even ask the mechanic if he's saved or if he knows Jesus. Can you fix the car? How much it costs? Here's what it costs to fix my car. Don't ask them if they know Jesus. Every now and then we may have some, if I'm witnessing or what, but you knowing Jesus is not a prerequisite to you fixing my car. Your experience and your knowledge is a prerequisite for that. So if you are being given that reason, and that's the only reason you are being given for you not being paid, but you're doing the work every week, that would be, for me, an unacceptable situation. That would be an unacceptable situation. And we'd have to have a much stronger conversation. Much stronger conversation. Whew, Jesus. Much stronger conversation with that. So, making sure you got the right people in the right place doing the right thing. Let's discuss briefly some of these expectations and some of these rules. It varies from place to place, from church to church, so there is no blanket, here are all the rules you should have, and here, but there are certain things that you should cover. What is the expectation for their participation? When do they have to be there? When don't they have to be there? Do they have to be at rehearsal before they sing? Or can they miss rehearsal and still sing? You have to govern how they participate. You have more than one service, do they have to sing at both of them? Or can they choose which service that they sing with? What is your requirement in terms of how they dress, in terms of their apparel and their attire? Do you wear robes? Don't you wear robes? If you don't wear robes, do you do colors and you require them to do that? Is there a certain length of, let me put a pin here. Sometimes I've seen rules that are just, I've seen some things that are, it's, your earring must be so-and-so inch in diameter, and your skirt must be so-and-so and whatever, and I get that, but the truth is, most people know. Most people know what's appropriate attire and what's not appropriate attire in church. They are trying you. Most people know. I tell them, if you get dressed and look in the mirror and start pulling and tugging and trying to adjust stuff, that's probably not the outfit for church today. If you put on something, have to ask somebody in your house, what's this look like? Does this look all right? Probably not the outfit for you at church today. Stop being silly. You know better. If that was your club outfit, what made you think that the club outfit and the church outfit, what in your nothing? You were just trying to be, and I'm all for people. There are people who are coming new to church, who don't know, who don't have. That's different. And you know that's different. the choir folk need to stop playing. You've been in church 20 years. Stop acting like you just got saved and walked in off the street. Versus these people who are really babies. And they're looking at you, trying to judge how I should look. And they see all this foolishness. And I am one of those. If you come in, maybe this is all you got. But 2, 3, 4 weeks in, we have helped you get something else that's church appropriate. I told the men the same thing. And if all they got is what, bro, look, come on, go with me. I'm going to take you to the store. We're going to find some ties. We're going to find one outfit. It's going to be black. We're going to find you one black suit and some multiple ties and some shoes. And I want you just to rotate this till you can't rotate it no more. And that's my pet peeve because we are so, we're so deep and we're so spiritual and we're so highly lifted up and people can't. I was working with men in the choir and so forth, and I realized there were guys that didn't know how to tie a tie. They didn't know how to, and it's our fault, and we singing, and we all and these people practically every day in ministry are just realize he didn't know how to balance a checkbook. He didn't know how to write a check. Didn't know how to, come on man, it's no shame. Let me show you how to tie a tie. We're going to meet early, and all the brothers going to get together, and we're going to do a tie-tying class right here in the choir. That's ministry. Let me help you with your shoes. This is how you're doing. And by the same token, I'm protective of the ladies that are in the choir. And I tell the brothers, if one of these sisters come to me, they come to me and tell me that you've been messing with them, and you doing with it, me and you going to have a problem. They are like all those sisters to me, and there's a right way to do anything you're going to do. Don't come in here playing. And we going to hold you accountable. I ain't going to wait to see it on Facebook. I ain't going to wait to whatever. I'm coming to you. Why what your attention is what she said. And we go. To me, that's ministry, and that allows us to grow. So, what are your rules? What are your standards? As I mentioned the first night in our music class, whatever your rules are, implement them evenly across the spectrum. Make sure everybody has to follow the same rules. You don't have no rules for the altos that are different than rules for you can't afford that, right? Everybody's got to be even across the board, right? Or you're going to get yourself in trouble. My rule of thumb is, particularly if we're learning new material, which we do quite often, we're learning new material. If I haven't seen you at rehearsal, I shouldn't see you in this choir stand. That's how I roll. Why? Because you don't know the song. It's very simple. And if it were me, I wouldn't want to be embarrassed. And it's funny how you tell people that, and they look at you like, I don't understand. Come on, I want to sing. I understand, honey, but do you know the song? Well, no. But I mean, okay, well, no. I'm not putting you out of the choir. You still a part of us. You just don't know the song today. So I'm going to need you to not sing because you don't know this material. But people are still going to try you. They jump up in the choir stand. You walk in on Sunday, you looking, what? They on their spot, in their row. ready to go. Let them have it. I'm like, what are you doing? You couldn't possibly know what we're singing. All right? Now, there are times when we're doing old things or old material that I'm comfortable with. They're knowing. I have section leaders in my choir that are helping to determine certain things because I just can't handle all of that myself. And so I give them a certain amount of leeway if we're doing something old, and if the section leader tells me that you're okay and you know this song, I'm going to hold the section leader accountable. And we can sing. But just make sure whatever you do is implemented evenly across the board. Texting and phones, it seems like we are in the 3rd grade. And we've got to now implement rules and stuff that we never had to deal with before. But now we are. And you know what? Some of it is just, there used to be, and I'm done, there used to be a reverence for the house of God. Just a pure, plain, there's just certain things we just wouldn't do. When I grew up, there were just certain stuff you just didn't do. You didn't play up here on the platform. You didn't jump up and hey, you don't mess with, not up there. There was stuff you didn't look like, you didn't dress like. He won't mind me saying, God bless him, I have an uncle who was a functioning alcoholic. I mean, he just came, he'll sit outside the church, but he won't go in the church. That's how old school he is. And I'm like, what? Uncle Charlie, why don't you come in? Like, you see it? I can't go. I ain't coming to church like that. I ain't gonna come. There was something in them that respected the church. Not in the church is where he needed to be, but there was something in him that said, I can't go in the church like this. And now we just whatever, however, whenever. And that needs to come back. And so just make that funnel throughout your expectations and rules for your people. Our time is all far spent as well. Please make notes and do your evaluation. And if you got some questions or something that we didn't get to, you can jot them down or something and give them to me along with your email address. I'll make sure to respond to you as well and help in any way I can. Amen. Father, we thank you, we praise you. God, give us wisdom, give us insight. Ultimately, we just want to serve you better. And we want to learn how to better do that while we lead your people and we lead others to you. Give us wisdom, give us insight as to how most effectively to do that for the houses that we've been called to. And we give your name the glory, the honor, and the praise. Amen.